Hello and good day to all of you wonderfully whimsical mad chatters. It's your soon to be favorite, clinically insane cat, Trishy Patty. And today we are going to be doing the first react video of the channel. Uh, I wasn't actually planning on doing a react anytime soon, but to be honest, I saw this video pop up on my timeline yesterday, and it just like annoyed me so. I actually got rage baited. I got rage baited into making this video. I actually got rage baited into making this video. It's crazy, but basically we are going to be reacting to I believe his name is Landeur. I'm not entirely sure how to say it, but I've seen a few of his videos, and he makes he basically, British bloke talking about some of the politics in Britain, because man, some of the some of the people in Parliament are so fucking stupid. Like it's honestly baffling the fact that people people in British Parliament, they're not people, man. They can't understand like basic human needs. It's like we have social media, and they just don't look at it. Like they don't look at what people want or what people care about. They just see this. But anyways, I've been successfully rage baited into making this video. Really great style of video. So let's get into the bullshit of LGBT only affordable housing. How is this legal? Just that title alone, I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck's going on?
Well, I'm sure most people are aware that there's something of a housing crisis in Britain.
Obviously.
I mean, it's not strictly true because we've got more housing than we've ever had in the past. What we really have is a migrant crisis, but let's not get into all of that today.
Yes,
the point is, it's very difficult for people in this country to buy a house. And if they can't buy a house, then they can't start a family. They don't feel rooted here in Britain. They don't have very much to lose, and they may simply leave and go elsewhere.
I think that's a really good point, because I've like talked to quite a few people who are literally like, once I'm, moving out of my parents' place and I've got like a good job, preferably one I could do online, they were just like, yeah, I'm gonna leave. Yeah, I'm just gonna like go over to fucking like Norway, some of them, Finland, just going to other European countries, because they were just like, bro, what the fuck's going on here? Getting a house in London? Good lord. Like the house that I was living in previously, like when we moved into that, I'm pretty sure it would have been worth like maybe 300k or so, 400k. And then by the time we leave, the value of it is like in the millions. It's like over a million. It's so crazy. Like I like the common, the baseline of you get a job, you maybe get a partner, move in together, have a family, all that. You can only do that now if both of you are getting a relatively high income. It's so messed up.
So it's a problem. And what do you think the British state is doing to try and solve this problem? Well, they're building houses, of course.
Oh, that's
For
great.
the LGBT community.
Oh.
Watch this.
Okay, welcome back. So, get this.
God.
Britain is about to get the very first LGBTQ plus housing scheme.
We're here on site in Whalley Range for the UK's first LGBTQ plus majority housing scheme with 100% affordable homes. Now, you might be asking, why do we need specific housing for
why do we?
plus people?
For what reason?
What's the need for it?
Oh my
It
god.
isn't just about-
I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. Okay. there were some people where there were some people where you can just take a good look at them and be like, does this person's opinion really matter? Like, let's be completely honest right here. What am I looking at? Like, tell me genuinely, what is it that I see? I see what, maybe 60, possibly 70-year-old women, right? Who long before this modern era, bro, like freaking greatest LGBTQ plus alphabet soldier in all of history, right? What is this? What are you wearing? Like, I thought that the whole LGBTQ thing was meant to be about, gay people were, discriminated against back in the past, which is very true. I mean, like, to a point, it was basically a crime Like, or literally was a crime. Like, you couldn't be gay. And now we're coming to the modern era where, like, there was like a brief period of time when nobody cared. Nobody cared. Like, you know, people crack jokes about it, you know, but at the end of the day, nobody's like physically, mentally affected if, oh my God, you're gay. What the fuck? How could you do this? How could you like men? What the fuck are you doing? But nowadays it's like we've gone to the opposite extreme where it's just like we need to make it our entire personality. Like, because oh yes, because it's prideful, showing off, like bro, it's your sexuality. Like, nobody cares. Literally nobody cares. Like, we've gone from being discriminated against to now the point where we need to shove it down everyone's throats. What is this? What are you wearing? Put on a normal jacket. Please be a person where your entire personality and everything that you are isn't just based off of, I don't know, who you want to fuck. Like, come on, bro. Come on. What are we doing?
Opinion, it's based on facts and research. We need this. And Manchester is leading the world on this one. And I'm
Of course
really
it's
proud to
fucking
be part of
Manchester.
it.
Of course it's
So there you
Manchester.
have it. Across
Wait,
the
what?
city, we're
Hold on. Sorry. Let me get this right. She said,
plus majority housing scheme with 100% affordable homes. Now you might be asking, why do we need specific housing for
why do we need specific housing for LGBTQ plus people? Okay.
LGBTQ plus people?
Yeah, I'm listening.
What's the need for it? It isn't just a matter of opinion. It's based on facts and research.
Facts and research. Well, no, guys, you don't understand, right? You need to listen. The facts and research she's talking about is the fact that, oh, because more people need housing, that means more LGBTQ people need housing. Now, to hopefully any sane people who are watching me, you'll understand that that's bullshit. But you're not thinking of it correctly, because in their mind, right, LGBTQ people are the only people. They're the only people who matter. So, you know, obviously, it's sure the majority of people need housing. But since we're the only people who matter, it's our problem. And it's against us. Which means that we need to be the center of attention, obviously. What? What is this mindset? Facts and research. That doesn't describe anything. Oh, why do they need it? Because it's facts and research. That's why.
We need this. And Manchester is leading the world on this one. And I'm really proud to be part of it.
And she just doesn't answer the question. That's great. Facts and logic, she says. What facts and logic?
So there you have it. Across the city, we're building lots of different types of housing for people with different needs.
Bro, and the fact that she's acting like she answered anything. Bro, that was a nothing burger. She didn't say anything. Nothing happened. What are we talking about?
When I first saw that, my jaw hit the ground.
Oh my God.
The first woman is introducing the whole scheme, and then she says, you might be wondering why we as a community need our own housing. And then it passes to the second woman, and her only answer is facts and research. Well, what facts?
What facts?
What research? What facts in the world make it so that the LGBT community need their own housing?
It's
now,
so
I just want to be clear.
man.
I don't have anything against gay people, right?
Exactly.
I'm
That's the
pretty
thing.
sure there will be gay people watching this video, and your jaws will also be on the ground, just wondering how this could possibly have
I mean, I'm biased. So what does my vote like count? 50% maybe? Who knows?
come about. Why is the LGBT community getting its own housing? Now, I do have an answer for you, and I'm going to go into it later in the video, but look,
okay.
this is problematic. It's not as innocent as it seems. If we want to be giving priority housing to anybody with a birth rate at something like 1.4, then it should be young, married,
Exactly.
English couples, right? Because we want to encourage them to have as many children as possible. Surely, the one community that we know are not going to have children and contribute to the birth rate is the LGBT community.
It's honestly so funny, bro. I could not lie. Like, you're telling me that not only is that, the giant immigrant problem throughout, or sorry, the giant illegal immigrant problem throughout Britain, right? But you're also telling me that rather than, trying to make sure there are still, in the end of the next how many centuries, there are still British people in Britain, right? Instead of making sure of that by, having children in houses that can support them. Instead, you want to make housing specifically for the people who will not be having children. I mean, like, sure, of course, there will be, gay couples who want to maybe adopt or something that works. So what, your only, like, idea is to lower the number of orphans there are? Maybe? Like, is that it? Maybe? Okay, sure. But I don't think there's enough orphans to go around for the entire goddamn country. Sorry. Like, it's so stupid. It is so dumb. It is so, so dumb. Ah, man. And it's like, just the whole idea of, oh yeah, we're making these houses specifically for this group of people. And yet these will be the same people who say that it's racist to have a community of like a single race or, like a single ethnicity. It's so dumb. It is so, so dumb. It is so dumb.
Look, it's not just them, okay? I don't want to pick on just the LGBT community. There are other communities that are having housing built just for them.
The other big issue facing Londoners, particularly, Londoners of Islamic faith, is the issue of housing. And so we need to build far more homes.
See, this is why I don't get that. Like, they're such, oh my God, they can be such fucking roaches, bro. You're telling me, oh yes, particularly Londoners of the Islamic faith. No! It's particularly everyone in London. Oh my God, these people, man, they will be talking to you like, yes, we want to include everyone. We just love inclusion. We love having all these types of people together. We're all the same. We're all equal rights. All that sort of stuff. But then at the same time, they'll also be telling you, yeah, by the way, it's our specific group of people who are actually struggling more than you guys, as if we're both not Londoners. Huh? It's everyone in London. Like, am I the only one who's not being fucking, discriminatory against a group of people? We're all Londoners. Okay, so what are we doing? Honestly, man.
Homes in our city because, often people from minority communities want to live near a mosque, near halal food, near places where there are other people like them. So they for a variety of obvious reasons, and they're priced out because there's not enough housing. So we're going to build at least 40,000 council homes, at least 6,000 rent control homes.
Sadiq Khan is building housing in London just for Muslims so that they can live closer to a mosque. This is meant to be the capital city of England, but yeah, it's basically fallen at this point. And if that isn't making your blood boil, this next one will.
The government is refusing to tell us about the true scale of illegal immigrants being given new council houses. GB News submitted a Freedom of Information request asking the government to tell us which local councils were going to be involved in a £500 million scheme to revamp council houses or build new ones and then put asylum seekers in them. Now, we think you have a right to know about that.
So yes, you heard that correctly. The British state is going to be placing illegal migrants into newly built and refurbished council housing throughout England.
Incredible. Just the thought process behind it is just chef's kiss. Incredible. Amazing. Like the intellectual prowess that goes behind this. You want to make the people in your country are having issues with housing. So your bright idea is to make housing for people who aren't from this country. Oh my Lord, it is, honestly, it's impressive. It is impressive, incredibly impressive how fucking stupid some people can be. Like, oh my God, it is so crazy, man.
Fantastic. So if you're an English person who has fallen on hard times and needs some kind of support from the state, and your father, fought in the Second World War for this country, and you've been here for thousands of years, well, tough luck, because you are now competing for housing with Abdul, who arrived in the country illegally 2 weeks ago on a dinghy. That, oh God, disgusting. That is completely mental. It's
honestly, that, like, the fact that you know, you could have had an entire, you could be the most British person on earth, right? You could have, you know, your entire ancestry all lived in Britain. You could be, you know, completely British, right? But you gotta face off with Abdul, bro. Abdul, nah. You gotta face off with Abdul, man. You don't understand. Abdul is the one who needs housing more than you. And also, no. He said Abdul, but you're forgetting. You're forgetting about Serena, man. How are you forgetting about Serena? You're forgetting about Karen. How could you forget about Karen, man? Don't you see the blue hair? The nose ring? That's expensive, man. She can't afford housing too. She needs it more than you, obviously. Like, come on. It's so bullshit, man. It's so bullshit.
completely broken system. There is only one group of people that we should be prioritising in this country, England, and it's the native English people. Now, as soon as you say that, people will get very upset. They will call you racist.
Exactly.
They'll say, well, that just means white.
The thing, they'll call you racist, but I'm sorry, you don't go to Africa complaining there's not enough white people here. What? The fuck? Why would you do that? That's so stupid. Like, obviously, if you go to a place, you expect that the people you see are from that place. Like, I don't go to Japan asking, damn, there's really not enough black people here, is there? No, that's stupid. Do you know why that's it? Do you know why that's even more stupid in a place like Japan? Because all the fucking black people who go there, Johnny Somali, for example, giving us a bad rap, man. Like, you know, now if I ever want to go to Japan, I gotta worry about that. Like, people are gonna be looking at me a funny way because of that. But again, the base point, anyways, yeah, I don't go to a place complaining, oh my god, there's not enough black people here. That's not how it works, right? The freaking our ancestors migrating from country to country, right? Wherever they settled is where you're from. That's just how it goes. It's history, man. People don't get this, man. It's so stupid.
People, blah, 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 blah. Listen, it's England. If you don't like the idea that the English people would be a priority in England, then leave. Go somewhere else, because this is how every country operates. If you go to Japan, you will not get special treatment, okay? You should expect that the Japanese people will be placed over and above you. If you move to Thailand, you, as a foreigner, are not even allowed to own a property or a business. Only Thais can do that. Right, that's what we need to get back to. We need to start looking after our...
And the thing is, it doesn't even need to be that extreme. It doesn't even need to be a point like, oh, you can't, you know, own anything if you're from a different place. It doesn't need to get there, but it's going to get there if people don't just fucking realize, hey, maybe, bright idea, guys, we should focus on the people who are from this country. That'd be, you know, a really logical idea, wouldn't it? It'd be really smart to think that way, but people just can't. It's so insufferable.
Our own people and not everyone in the world. We are not a charity. We are not an NGO. This is a country. This is our home. And we never consented to this. We never consented to any of this mass immigration. And I certainly didn't consent to all of these things flying into my goddamn mouth. Now, at this point, you might be wondering, how exactly has this happened in Britain?
Bro, completely unrelated, but I don't know where the fuck this guy is, because there's no way England's looking like this. This looks like a nice place to be. This you're not in London, bro. I don't know what this place is. You're in the fucking Garden of Eden, the farmlands of the forgotten. Like, Jesus, this is not London. London don't look this good. That's crazy.
And I'll tell you how. It's because you, as British folk, as Englishmen, Scotsmen, Welshmen, you have been taught to tolerate. In fact, not only have you been taught to tolerate, you've been told that it's the only thing that you're allowed to do. Tolerance is a British virtue. Well, if that's true, then I'm not British, because I'm not going to tolerate people taking advantage of our good nature and our country. We should not tolerate that. And this is where the tolerance has led us to.
The tolerant left, what as they call it. Like, it's so dumb. So dumb, man. Common sense doesn't exist anymore, I swear. Tolerating this. Why? I think of it the same way as, why is it that respect is supposed to be like almost a given nowadays, right? Before, you know, the only people who you were supposed to have like like an above borderline level of respect for was like, you know, the elderly, you know, your parents, your barber, obviously. You have to have a slightly higher level of respect for these people because, you know, with the elderly, it's, you know, given that older, all that sort of stuff, right? Sometimes more knowledgeable, unless they're Karens. For your barber, I mean, he can ruin your day. So you, you want to respect that guy, you know, with some of your teachers as well, obviously your parents, all those sorts of stuff, right? You have an above baseline level of respect for them. Everyone else, apart from, I don't know, scumbag criminals, maybe, would have a baseline level of respect or below. Like that was just how I saw it. That seemed, it makes sense because you don't know these people. I don't know who you are. If I see you on the street, you know, if I've never seen you before, you know, you're not famous or anything. I don't care. Even if you are famous, I sometimes don't care, right? So, because at the end of the day, like, everyone's a person, you know, crazy to think about. We're all human beings. Wow, who would have guessed? So if I don't know you, you don't know me. I don't expect you to treat me like, you know, everything I say is gospel. Everything I say needs to have the utmost respect, the highest of all virtues. It's so dumb. Why is it that we need to tolerate people we don't know? We are tolerating people we don't know more than we are caring for people we do. Honestly, man.
In our society now, there is clearly a hierarchy of people based on their identity. Now, the most significant part of this is their ethnic identity. So you've got persons of colour at the top, and then you've got, you know, us, the people who built this country, all the way down here at the bottom, right? We've been taught to tolerate that. Within those groups, you also have more hierarchies, which is based on their gender identity and their sexuality. So, you know, if you're in the LGBT crowd, then you are higher in that hierarchy than people who are at the bottom. So who is at the absolute very bottom, right? Straight white people. And they are the exact same people, whether you like it or not, whether you want to admit it, who built this country. And they have been completely brainwashed into tolerating absolutely everything that comes at them.
Like, it is crazy how things can go in such a 180, how the pendulum can swing all the way back so easily. Because you're telling me that back in the past, when the hierarchy was basically reversed, right? You know, straight white people at the top, you know, brown people below them, black people below them, sort of thing, right? And, you know, if you were gay, you were also below the straight people, like all this sorts of stuff, right? It used to be like that. Then there might have been a grace period where it was equal. Nobody cared, right? You know, sure, we had the past to look back on sometimes. Sure, we could crack jokes about it. But at the end of the day, nobody cares. When, like, there would be a time where you look at someone, you don't care what their skin color is. The fuck does that have to do with anything? You know? It doesn't matter. Right? Like, you know, I guess, you know, if it's like Black History Month or something, then you know, I know there's some people, especially in some of the schools I went to, right, you would like almost be you'd pay your utmost respect for every black person on Black History Month. It was so funny. But aside from that, it doesn't matter. Your sexuality, well, okay, the only time the only time anyone should ever care what your sexuality is if they're into you. If they want to date you, then you care. Because obviously, if they are gay and you're what's it called? If they're gay and then you're another gender, then obviously that won't work out. If they're straight and you're their gender, then it won't work out, right? But aside from that, why should I care what your sexuality? But I don't care, you fuck. I don't care. Why should I care? I don't know you. I'm not trying to be with you. I don't care. But some of these people, they make it their entire personality. Like, oh, I wonder, is that woman who's in the rainbow jacket gay or not? It's so dumb, bro. Like, why is this even on the hierarchy? It's so stupid.
I'm not really here to be tolerant anymore.
Nope.
I'm not interested in it.
People get fed
and
up.
if that makes me not British, because I'm not following that British value, I don't care. I'm an Englishman, and you will never take that away from me. Mysterious girl. Come on then.
The dog break, so awesome. I want another dog, man.
Now, of course, you
Honestly.
already know this, but it's not just about
That might sound a bit hypocritical considering, I'm a cat and all, but hey, dogs are fun. I also want a cat. I want a dog and a cat because I unfortunately a little bit of a a little bit of a tangent here. Unfortunately, I had a cat first. I had two cats first, right? One of the cats escaped, unfortunately. The other cat stayed because they were like a lot more shy, a lot more introverted, right? But then while that cat was like, I think they were like 6, 7 years old. Then we got a dog, and obviously it didn't really go well because if you're trying to have a cat and a dog, then they say it's better when they're both, a kitten and a puppy so that they grow up together. But because they didn't, it was a little bit different. But I would have loved to have like a cat and a dog at the same time, or a kitten and a puppy at the same time. Because it's so adorable when I don't know about you, but like seeing a cat and a dog like chilling together, it's so cute.
housing, right? In fact, this system is in every part of our lives. Every university, every workplace has some kind of DEI scheme. And what does that really boil down to? It means that if you're an ethnic minority or you're part of the LGBTQ
The thing that you said about the fact that so many institutes have these DEI these DEI things, bro. In the but back when I was seeing like open days for colleges, one of the colleges I went to, I won't say the name obviously, but one of the colleges I went to, right? I go there. First thing I see on all the floors with all the banisters is I see the LGBTQ flag with extra colors on it down both sides, right? But on every single like balcony bit, all of them has all the flags on all of them, right? Mind you, it's not Pride Month. Go into the assembly, right? They're showing, when they show like the pictures of like, all the kids in the fucking facilities or whatever. Not a single white kid at all. Not one. I didn't see one shown in any of the pictures they showed. Not a single white person at all. At all. Not even the teachers that they showed in there were white. It's crazy. You want to call it diversity by shoving out one of the races. Like, seriously? Really? Come on, man. What are we doing?
plus community or whatever, then you will get extra consideration in your job applications. But actually, when you really think about it, that includes every single group except one, which is
White people.
straight white people,
Of
right?
course.
Now, when a system is...
But mind you, it's not just straight white people, because this is how our hierarchy works, right? So you've got straight white guys at the bottom, right? But even if you are a gay white person, you also need to be hating men. Now, this might sound like it makes no sense, because how are you going to be gay and hate men? But here's the thing. It doesn't make sense. But you're basically meant to be like that, or you have to make your sexuality your entire personality, right? That have enough, and it's either you hate men or you hate white people. It's one of the two. You have to pick one, because if you don't pick either, if you're just a normal straight white guy, right, a normal person, right, then they're gonna pretend you don't exist. And when you're like, hey guys, I think you're being a bit weird, I think you're being a bit too extreme, saying as a gay white person, then they're gonna be like, oh my god, you're a fake white guy, like, bro, you're not gay, like, you're look how you're talking, you're not even a part of the LGBTQ, how can you be gay? Like, oh my god, it's so stupid. Like, listen, right? Karen, listen, Karen, okay? I am bi, right? But I am not a part of the LGBTQ at all. I'm not a part of that community. Don't call me that community. I'm not part of that community, okay? I can keep it to myself, okay? It doesn't need to be my entire personality. It doesn't, right? But I'm not going to join a community of people who share the same interests of sexuality. Really? That doesn't make sense. That sounds so dumb. What are we doing? Like, making an entire community about that? That's so stupid, honestly.
Singling out just one specific group and putting them to the bottom and everyone else above them, then quite frankly, that is the purpose of this system. So the purpose of the system that we have built in Britain today, I think, genuinely, is designed just to demoralise the people to whom this country actually belongs. Our ancestors have been here for millennia, and yet we are getting completely disenfranchised, as I said.
Getting kicked out of your
I
own
suppose
country,
there's...
man.
one final question to answer, which is, you know, when and how will this all end? As to the when, I hope it happens soon, because this is completely perverse.
I mean, my faith is that the the Restore Britain party will be they'll be the salvation, man. That's my. I just hope it doesn't end up like Reform Britain. Good lord. It's the, you know, age-old tale of the people who are originally working for a righteous cause. When they get into power, suddenly they're not working for a righteous cause anymore. I mean, the whole thing with the what's it called, the Labour Party, right? Back in the day when the Labour Party first came around, you know, it was great for everyone, you know, finally giving attention to the working class. They finally won. Then all the people who were giving perks to the Conservative parties were like, now that the Labour Party's in charge, why don't we give these perks to them instead so we can get on their good side? And then the Labour Party was like, oh, so we get all these perks for winning? Interesting. We're going to keep doing that and then keep the perks to ourselves. And then that's what happened. And then they get corrupted. So it is the age-old tale. But hopefully, it doesn't happen with Restore Britain. Hopefully it can just be someone who's finally done with the bullshit. I've seen the memes of the guy. Done with the bullshit and actually fixes this. It's just rough.
Wrong. It's immoral. It's disgusting. As to the how, that is very interesting. I do wonder if there's going to be a moment in the future where the native British people just snap. We kind of saw an example of it when it came to the Southport riots 2 years ago. But will we see something like that again in the future?
Probably.
I think probably, yeah. I think people are getting really fed up with being put at the bottom of the pile,
to one extreme
and the
to the
bottom
other.
of politicians' considerations in absolutely everything. Every single political party seems to have their favourite ethnic minority group that they bend over backwards to accommodate, and then everyone else just doesn't really get a look in. It's just, you know, it's completely insane.
That is discrimination.
So I think that will come to an end. I just hope that when it comes to an end, it doesn't come to an end in too ugly of a way. Because you've got to remember, young, angry, native British people are still, for now, the majority in this country. So we just have to be a little bit careful when we're unwinding this system, which absolutely does need to happen, that you know, it doesn't turn ugly. I'll put it that way for the purposes of YouTube.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's really all I've got.
I mean, listen, again, it happens all the time, all throughout history. You push people to one extreme, one of two things will happen. Either they will be forced to fall in line, or the pressure of pushing them to that extreme makes them blow up and they go to the opposite end. That's age, or it happens so much. Not even just for history, daily, right? The parents who, you know, constrict their children all the time, right? You know, I mean, you see all the time the meme with the, what's it called? the meme with the super Christian family and their Christian daughter, right? You push them to the extreme of basically being a nun, right? Either, sure, they'll turn out to be a completely unsociable, you know, like puppet, basically. Or, the other hand, they'll go the opposite direction and then they'll try and basically escape from all of it so that they can be the opposite extreme where they're just, you know, doing, they're doing, and then they do some unholy activities. Unholy. But again, it happens all throughout history. It happens on a daily basis. You push people to one extreme, they will either fall in line and become completely mindless and just do whatever they're told, like freaking drones, or on the other hand, they will become completely insane and go to the opposite end of the spectrum that you want them to go into. That's why you don't push people to extremes. You just do the medium. Being centralist is best. Being able to understand both sides and take the best parts of both sides to make the closest to a utopia you can. But people can't do that because they want to push their fucking agendas.
So I think that will come to an end. I just hope that when it comes to an end, it doesn't come to an end in too ugly of a way.
Yeah.
Because you've got to remember, young, angry, native British people are still, for now, the majority in this country. So we just have to be a little bit careful when we're unwinding this system, which absolutely does need to happen, that we,
Lots of pressure built up.
that, you know, it doesn't turn ugly. I'll put it that way for the purposes of YouTube. Anyway, that's really all I've got to say today. It's a nice day, so I thought I'd get out, have a little bit of a rant, make a video. I haven't seen anyone else really talking about this story, which is strange because it's completely mental.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Building
That's
entire
absolutely
housing just for the LGBT community. I think that's so bizarre. I don't really understand what's going on anymore in this country. But yeah, leave a like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, this guy makes incredible content when it comes to this stuff. Just being able to, like, the fact that he just goes out, like, every video just to, like, fuck knows where. He goes out to the, you know, to the farmlands on the edge of the continent or whatever, right? But wherever he goes, every video, you know, just chatting, just, you know, saying his piece. Very respectable. Respect this man a lot. He had a mustache? Bro, these cannot be the same person. What the fuck? Also, what's this video quality? What the fuck? It's on max, so basically max. Whatever. But these kept that's insane difference. But anyways, yeah. So I mean, Jesus, I really do hope something like Restore Britain can just stop with this absolute bullshit. This is so stupid. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, so that I can be pushed up into the algorithm, so I can get this. So I can get this many views, but without the K at the end. That'd be good. Great. Anyways, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.